Hello. So this book is called If You Had Your Birthday Party on the Moon. And we thought this would be a fun book for you to read to start thinking a little bit about the night sky and what is out there in outer space if you leave the Earth's surface. You ever think about that? There's a lot out there, right? This book also talks a little bit about a word that we have introduced recently. The word is gravity. So let's see if we can listen and especially pay attention to when they talk about gravity and remember what we've learned about gravity. If you had your birthday party on the moon, how amazing would it be to have your birthday party on the moon? Of course, everyone would want to come, not just because it's the moon, but who wouldn't want to ride in a rocket to a party? You'll get to fly 40 times faster than a plane. And for most of the trip, you'll also get to float. Once your ship is coasting through space, everyone at your party will be weightless. Just unbuckle your seatbelt and you'll start to float, surrounded by party hats, presents, and your piñata. As your rocket gets close to the moon, you'll want to buckle yourself in for the landing. You'll no longer float, but once on the moon, you'll still be much lighter than on Earth. And that's because of gravity. Gravity holds people and things on the ground and pulls them back down after they go up. How strong a world's gravity is depends partly on its weight. Since the moon is much smaller than Earth, that is one of the reasons its gravity is weaker. It's kind of crazy to think about. You could weigh less on the moon than you do here. In picking the very best spot for your party, it's helpful to know that the same side of the moon always faces Earth. This near side of the moon is the only side we can see from Earth, no matter what kind of telescope we use. In fact, until a spacecraft photographed the moon's far side in 1959, we weren't completely sure what was even back there. For all we knew, the place was crawling with extraterrestrials celebrating their own birthdays. Of course, that turned out to not be true. When you land on your perfect party site, everyone will be eager to get out onto the moon. But since it's your birthday, you get to be first. You'll climb down the ladder, followed by your friends, everybody safe in the moon's low gravity. There's that word again. Right? So on the moon, the force of gravity is less. And so we weigh less. All around you, the moon's surface will be bright, but when you look up, the sky will be black. Now that will be different too. No blue sky on the moon. This is in part because the moon has no air. In fact, it has almost no atmosphere at all. And this is why the moon's sky is always a deep black. That's also why you have to wear a special spacesuit, right? Because there's no air to breathe on the moon, and we need air. Of course, we've learned, right? Living beings need air. Very different up there on the moon. And now for the very best part of your moon party, bouncing and gliding along the moon's surface. In gravity, that's only 1/6 of the Earth's. The first people who walked on the moon, Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, said moonwalking felt like moving in slow motion. People who watched it on TV said it looked like slow motion. Can you imagine? It's hard to imagine, really. I feel a little bit like moving in the water in the pool, but not even quite like that. Now it's your turn. If you weigh 100 pounds on Earth, you'll only weigh about 17 pounds on the moon. You'll find yourself leaping 6 times higher and farther than you can on Earth. No need for a bounce house at this birthday party. The whole moon is like a big giant's bounce house, right? One-handed push-ups will be easy peasy. In fact, if you push up too hard, you might push yourself right to your feet. You'll probably be bursting to check out the moon's craters. A crater is a bowl-shaped scar that marks the spot where an asteroid crashed. An asteroid is a chunk of rock or metal flying through outer space. So these chunks of rock or metal hit the moon and make a big hole. You'll probably be wondering how you'll have time to do everything you want on the moon. You'll be happy to know that your moon birthday will last nearly 30 Earth days. How does the moon deliver this mega birthday? Well, like Earth, the moon rotates. Each full rotation equals a single day. Earth takes 24 hours to rotate, so that's why our day is 24 hours. But the moon takes 709 hours to rotate. That's 709 hours of birthday. So the days on the moon are much longer than the days here on Earth. The moon's flat Maria would be a perfect place to play freeze dance if you could hear music on the moon, which you can't. Sounds very strange, doesn't it? Sounds can only travel through air or some kind of substance. Since the moon's surface doesn't have anything like this, right? We just talked about how the moon doesn't have any air. There's no way for music or other sounds to reach you. Isn't that bizarre? So far, this moon party is pretty wild. Sorry about that. One thing you'll love about roaming the moon is the nice squishy cushion of dust under your feet. The soft carpet of moon dust, 2 inches thick, might tempt you to lie on your back and make moon angels. Go right ahead. Remember, the moon doesn't refresh its surface. So if you ever return for another birthday, your moon angels will still be there. It's getting close to that wonderful time when you blow out your birthday candles and make a wish. There's one small problem, though. Candles won't light without air. There we go again, with no air on the moon. There's air inside your rocket, but you won't want to waste it on candles. Anyways, what could you wish for that beats a birthday party on the moon? If there's one thing you probably never expected to do, it's hit a piñata on the moon. To swing a piñata stick in low gravity, you'll need to plant your feet firmly on the ground. In fact, the winner is likely to be the person who can stay on their feet while swinging. When the piñata breaks, the prizes will drop very slowly. Everyone will have time to see where their favorite treats are going to land. And that's because of the low gravity. Again, that gravity word. There's no better way to wrap up your moon party than with a glorious rocket ride home. You and your friends will have 3 days in space to open your presents, chase floating piñata prizes, and rip into goodie bags stuffed with moon pies. You'll probably also look back at the moon and try to find the exact spot of your party. And that is what your birthday party on the moon would be like. So the moon is a very, very different place than Earth, right? We learned there's no air on the moon. We learned that the gravity is much less, so we weigh less on the moon. We kind of bounce around. like you're in a bounce house when you're on the moon because of the low gravity. So what I want you guys to do now is later on tonight, when it gets dark with a parent, see if you can go outside and look in the night sky and see the moon. And when you see the moon, think about all the things that you learned today about the moon, how different it is than planet Earth. And then look around in the night sky and see if you can see some little twinkling stars too. And just for fun, see if you can count how many twinkling stars you see. So I hope you enjoyed this book and you're learning about the moon. Remember that word gravity, right? That's a new word that we've been talking some about. And go have fun looking at the moon tonight with your family or friends. Bye.